This Big Ten is playing. This Big Ten is playing football edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast, presented by MyBookie.ag. Sports are back, and MyBookie is now offering a 100% deposit bonus when you use the promo code SGP. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGP to play, win, and get paid. We're also brought to you by the leaders in daily fantasy, DraftKings. Download the DraftKings app and use the promo code SGP to play free with your first deposit today. Compete for millions of dollars in total prizes up for grabs this week. That's promo code SGP to get a shot at millions of dollars in prizes all week long, only at DraftKings. We're also brought to you by BetQL. Want to get an advantage over the sportsbook with NBA, NHL, and MLB back in action? You need to download BetQL, the only app you'll need to make smart bets this season. Head to betql.co and enter code SGP20 for 20% off your first subscription. That's betql.co, promo code SGP20. Finally, we're brought to you by Ace Per Head. Ace is the leader in pay per head providers, and they make it super easy to start your own sportsbook. Plus, Ace is offering up to 6 weeks free over at aceperhead.com/SGP. That's aceperhead.com/SGP. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, right? Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer Dog? Football is happening. We're taking a quick sidestep here, talking about our NFL division previews. And while you're listening to this, our AFC South division previews probably also hitting your feed. This is a special bonus
emergency
episode.
Podcast.
We have some breaking news, courtesy of a guy on Twitter named @Sir Yacht. Who, if you haven't been following this story online, Sir Yacht has been alluding to the fact that the Big Ten is going to be playing college football this season. He's adamant about it, as you'll hear in this interview. He's fired up. He's very passionate about his source that is giving him credible knowledge, and a lot of people are giving him shit because the commissioner of the Big Ten is saying like, "No, we are going to play." He's still confident, and I think
we aren't going to play.
Oh yeah, he's the Big Ten commissioner saying we aren't going to play, and Sir Yacht saying, "Oh no, there's going to be teams in the Big Ten that are still playing." And it felt like a fun little college news nugget to drop on the feed as a bonus episode.
It's weird because generally stuff like this, when it starts to like roll down the mountain and gain speed and turn into an avalanche, it's because there's some sort of truth.
Well, yeah,
and I think. In this case, the strangest thing about all of this is when I went to this guy's Twitter profile, and it's like, wait a second, why is this the guy breaking the news? He is Sir Yacht, and he's even changed it. Sir Yacht. It's a great name.
It is.
So step one, and
hashtag Legends only.
Step one, okay, this guy's named Sir Yacht. What is his tie to college? He doesn't seem like a pro football guy. He seems like a standard run of the mill bro. But then you take a step further, and he somehow spotted a fire. He saw the smoke. He made a comment. He's got a source. You know, he's got a deep throat somewhere out there.
Well, it's just interesting that it blew up so much. And if he is just some random kid with some garbage theory, then why is everyone reacting to this?
Yeah.
And that's at least what I found interesting about it. So let's talk to the Yacht man himself, Sir Yacht.
Yeah, no, Sir Yacht's fine. My real name is Joey, but yeah, Sir Yacht's good.
Okay.
We're ready, Sean.
Joining us on the line, the man who is breaking the news about the Big Ten's possible return to football in the fall, the Yacht man himself, Sir Yacht. Sir, thank you for calling into the program.
Guys, thanks for having me on, even though the commissioner said that the Big Ten season isn't happening and everybody's calling me a fraud online. Despite that, I appreciate you guys having me on.
Well, I mean, I just kind of, I feel like a lot of people,
we play poker. We understand what's going on here.
No, I think a lot of people saw this tweet that you kind of were breaking the news, getting ahead of this story that, hey guys, the Big Ten's coming back. They're going to turn the tide. They didn't really do this vote of the athletic directors, and everyone's like, oh, I don't want to believe this. I think people, don't want to get their hopes up that Big Ten football is going to happen because right now it is canceled. Walk us through you breaking the news, and you just seem so confident about the story. I thought it was worth talking to you about it.
Yeah, no, 100%. So not a whole lot of people really know about it because I tweeted about it, but I didn't really. My source wanted me to publicize it and like brag about it so that people would believe like the other stuff. And I was like, I'm not really about that. And I don't like rubbing it in. But so I originally put out 3 days before the Big Ten shut down their season that they were going to shut down. Cause this guy came to me, he enjoyed I make social media content all the time and do a bunch of sports rants and stuff. So he said, hey, I'm a big fan of what you do. I have some information if you want to run with it. I'm like, yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, if no one believes me, it is what it is. Well, I found I was right. So I put out 3 days before that the Big Ten was getting canceled. And I was like, oh, wow, you actually are a credible human being. And told me what his connection was to an athletic director in the Power 5 or a Power 5 conference. And he's like, hey, like 5 days later, he's like, well, the Big Ten is talking about coming back. And, you have teams like Nebraska and Iowa and Michigan that are going to talk about the Big 12. You're talking about like Ohio State maybe going to the ACC because the Big Ten shut down. So I put that out. And then apparently Kevin Warren was worried about all the flack and, everybody's talking about having a Big Ten season again. And I got wind, and I was sitting on it Monday for like 6 hours because I heard that there were all these proposals and stuff, and it was going to happen. And once my guy told me 100% that it was going to happen, I was like, okay, like I'll put it out, and they're going to finalize it sometime this week. That was the plan. I didn't know that the governor of Michigan and the president of the University of Michigan are threatening to sue the Big Ten if they play. So, for whatever reason, that's holding everything up. I mean, and Kevin Warren, I mean, there are people saying that they're doing it for political reasons, and I don't dive into political stuff. I don't want to alienate an audience or two. Whatever motives they have, I mean, the Big Ten is so corrupt. They're doing whatever it takes so that these kids don't have a college football season. And how can Kevin Warren not have a Big Ten college football season, but let his son Powers, who the hell names their son Powers anyways, but how can you have him play at Mississippi State? Like it doesn't make any sense. It's so corrupt. And unfortunately, I get why people are mad because I'm named after a boat and I said the Big Ten season is happening and the commissioner yesterday said there's not going to be a season. So I don't care that people are mad at me. It's crazy.
But are you still confident that there will be a season? Where are you at now? Because new stuff has come to light with maybe the government getting involved, possibly suing the Big Ten, the Big Ten commissioner, right. Kevin Warren reiterating that they're not going to be playing in the fall. Are you still standing by your story? Has your source given you any sort of updates?
Well, the thing is, like, everybody's like, I'm a liar, and like whatever. Everything I put out has been accurate. Like the 6 teams that I said were forming, like the Big Six or whatever. I didn't know, I thought they were trying to get more people. I didn't know either way. But the 6 teams I said that were like off and signed off, like that, like those are correct. I said that the athletic directors were left out of the dark, and then like a day later, the Penn State athletic director said like there was no vote. I said there was no vote, and everybody's like, yeah, there wasn't really a vote. So I mean, everything I've said has been accurate. It's just when you don't nail the thing, like where the Big Ten is coming back or not, like after, and when I say 100% coming back, that doesn't mean like, oh, like if this thing happens, like, so I get why people are mad, but in terms of where I stand on it, I do think there's going to be a season. I feel like, I know like there's legalities to where it can happen. I mean, the thing is, I know there are Big Ten teams that are going to play no matter what. And it's just so messed up that because of the governor of Michigan and the president of Michigan, that they're like suing the league, and then like, because Gene Smith was like, yep, we have all these proposals and everything, and like 2 hours later he comes out with a statement that says the Big Ten, we're not going to do this. Like I have no confidence in this. So what happened in those 2 hours where he just did a complete 180, I'm not quite sure of. But I have been told, and I'm confident in this, that if Ohio State does not play this year, there is nobody going to play. And the SEC is for sure going to play. The ACC probably is going to play. So Ohio State will find a way, one way or another, to play, just because that's just what they're going to do. But yeah, I mean, I want to say that it's going to happen because my guy keeps telling me this. So I'm taking a leap of faith, and I'm getting berated online. It is what it is. I just read an article. It was really funny. That someone said Sir Yacht finds Bigfoot per his source, and like they wrote an entire article on me finding Bigfoot, which is like the funniest thing. So I'm like trying to embrace it at the same time. Now
is your source going like, hey man, I'm sorry, things changed. I didn't mean to hang out to dry, or is he going like, no, shit's still happening?
Yeah, I mean, no, he's like, this is fact stuff, and I hate saying this, dude, because like people, I want to tell people who it is because they'd be like, oh, okay. Like, yeah. I mean, it's an athletic director and like, I can't, like, you just can't, I mean, people like ask like, who's your source? And you can't do that. You can't hang your sources out to dry and just like that, you'll never get information again. So like, I can't say it, but like, the thing is like people that know me personally and stuff, like I make social media content. And I have fun. Like I'm a Browns fan. So I troll a lot of Steelers fans and make fun of them and stuff. And they make
we
fun
like
of me.
that.
Yeah.
It
That's
is what
fun.
it is. But like, I get why people are skeptical, but like, I would never take something this far to like I've been getting dragged since like I said it. I've been getting more dragged by Barstool and like so many other places because like the commissioner came out and said this stuff. Like, dude, I like if I was wrong or I was trolling, I would have said it like the day after I started it. Like I would never lie about something like this. I swear on my life that I'm talking to this person.
Well,
it's just like it's.
And I would guess, since you're an Ohio guy, maybe it's somehow connected to Gene Smith, the athletic director over at Ohio State. That would be my guess as to where you're getting some of this sourcing.
See, I should say nothing.
Yes.
However, even when Gene Smith came out and said, "I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to have a season," I was still like, "Oh, he's definitely just like." So it's not him. That's what everybody's kind of been saying. Everybody's been saying Nebraska too because the president follows me on Twitter. Everybody thought Ohio State too because the player personnel. I'm not going to go down the line though of all the Power 5 teams because then we'll figure it out by process of elimination. But, yeah.
Well, and you know what though? Generally, when truth is spoken, that's what creates the biggest reaction. So, as someone without any real facts or information in this situation, what I found interesting was how it caused a reaction from the powers, and generally that tells me there's smoke. And where there's smoke, there's fire, Sean. And we know the real conferences of the South are playing football. And there's no fucking way Ohio State is not playing football this year. So I think it's a charade too.
I'm telling you they're playing.
Well, now the Big Ten parents, they're getting together. They're threatening to sue Nebraska and all these other places. And Michigan, they came back and they had like one positive test.
Do you know what the problem is here?
Hundreds.
The Big Ten is on their high fucking horse about how they are a prestigious conference. When Desmond Howard goes on TV to say that Nebraska needs to apologize to the Big Ten because they said they wanted to play football. Are you fucking out of your mind? Like you're not. I think you're not the Ivy League, bro.
I think Big Ten was on a power trip. They said like, "Hey, if we cancel, the rest of the Power 5 is going to cancel, and we'll be kind of seen as like, oh, we were smart, we were ahead of the curve." And then everyone else is like, "No, we've seen the science, we feel good. We have all these protocols. In fact, like college athletes being tested every week is safer probably than them just being on campus and being asymptomatic and spreading it." And so I think and now Big Ten is like in this weird conundrum where they don't want to lose face by reinstating the thing, but now they're facing all this heat going the other way. So he's really backed himself into a corner. Now just to kind of
100%.
To kind of wrap things up. I know it's a fluid situation, but if you had to predict, what can we expect in these next couple weeks from the Big Ten when it comes to football?
Guys, it's been nuts. So I want you to picture like my situation a week ago. So I found out about the Big Ten season canceling and I like put it out and whatever. It got like a little less than 200 likes, whatever, which is, I mean, for putting out correct information, not a lot, but it was negative information, whatever. So I'm just sitting like, having a good time on the weekend, just drinking some brewskis. And, the guy comes back to me. He's like, the Big Ten season is going to cancel. So I'm putting this out. I mean, it's what's crazy is people are like, he's like, oh my God, like your information is correct and everything. Kevin Warren has changed his stance within hours. It's not even like a daily basis or a weekly basis. He has changed what he has wanted to do. I mean, the man is so two-faced. He's so fucking fake. And so is Gretchen Whitmer. And so is Mark Schlissel, the president of Michigan. I mean, they're just, I don't know what their agenda is. You could say it's political. You could say whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to say it's political necessarily, but for whatever reason, they don't want anybody how could you be as a Big Ten commissioner, say it's player safety that you're concerned for when your own fucking son is playing at Mississippi State, like your own fucking blood is playing at Mississippi State and you're worried about player safety? My fucking ass. So it pisses me off so much because the double standard of him and him coming out and saying there was a vote when athletic directors and presidents are on record in public saying that there was not a vote. Like, this man is so fake, and there's no way he survives this. This man is, I don't know. He had to have broken some laws by doing this. He's a fucking fraud. And unfortunately, I'm taking the bullet for him, or whatever you could say. It's fun for me, though, because I'm getting publicity regardless, but I'm not doing this as a troll job. Like, I have information, and I'm going to keep going down with a fight or try going up until, whatever they say, the fat lady sings or whatever. So it's frustrating. It's whatever, but it's a fun thing at the same time. But Kevin Warren is such a fraud. So your question, sorry, that was a tangent. So your question was, what can we expect in the next, in a couple of days? People are flying out to Chicago tomorrow. I know a lot of people from, like you said, Nebraska and Iowa have already been there, but they're going to keep going. There's going to be a lot of legal action. One way or another, Big Ten teams are going to play. I will not go away from that. So, whether it's in the Big Ten or maybe the ACC or somewhere else, I don't know.
It'd be fun, Sean. Changed
because I didn't know a governor was going to sue the Big Ten and the president. I didn't know that. So, unfortunately, that is an unforeseen circumstance that happened here. But we can expect Big Ten football to happen in the fall. And people are calling it a winter season, but it's going to start in October. So if you want to say that's winter, then fine, it's winter. But I call that fall because October, November are in the fall.
Yeah, we can agree. Everyone can agree October is the fall.
Well, and, it'd be fun if the Big Ten just said, fuck the state of Michigan. We're going to play the rest of the...
So, Sir Yacht, of the... wait, how many teams are in the Big Ten now? Is it 12 or
it's 14?
14. Right? 14. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I always forget. 14. Of the 14 teams, we're gambling a podcast. Of the 14 teams, what would you set the over under at of teams in the Big Ten? Those 14 teams actually having a game. So, how many of those teams of the 14 do you think have a game in what we consider the fall? And we're both agreeing October is the fall.
Yeah. Thank you for doing. God, I can't believe there's a debate on that. I would say 6, because 6 have actually signed. So is Ohio State, Purdue. No, not Purdue. I'm sorry. Ohio State, Iowa, Nebraska, Indiana, Wisconsin, and that's 5. Okay, so whatever. There's 6. I forget what it is. It's on my tweet. I don't remember the 6 teams that there were. But okay, so there are 6 teams that have signed off, and we're going to play. And there's all these proposals to have this like 6-team home and home like season. Michigan and Michigan State are not going to play. The governor will not let them play. I think Maryland and Rutgers are not going to play. And then the Illinois teams, Northwestern, Illinois, I don't think we're going to play either. So it's I'm not a betting man, but since this is a betting podcast, I would bet 6.
All right, awesome. Well, appreciate
6 is greater than 0, Sean.
Yeah, you just need a little college football. Appreciate you calling in, Sir Yacht. You can give him a follow on Twitter at Sir Yacht. And hey, if you ever have any scoops, SGPN always willing to hear you out. So appreciate the time, man, and best of luck.
I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm saying a lot of prayers that I don't get canceled online anymore. But yeah, we'll see. I think this stuff's going to happen. So I still have some faith. I'm like the only person in the world, but I still got some faith. So thanks, guys, for having me on. Best of luck.
All right, take it easy, sir. All right, Kramer, that was a lot of fun talking to the Yacht Man, and I like his number. 6 teams from the Big Ten will be playing college football this fall. October is the fall. I agree with his reporting on that 100%. The other stuff I hope comes true. Knock on wood. Love to see some teams.
He did have the sound, the slight sound of a crazy person, but I did enjoy how he pointed out how he's been right the entire time.
Hey,
and generally this is what happens when you have a whistleblower, right? You say, hey, no, I was right. It just took a little time for everyone to see I was right. So they forgot about the first thing. And now the second thing, we're in the middle of the storm, right? We're in the eye right now. Things are calm. The rebuttal has already happened. Fuck you. We're not playing. Guess what? Again, right? This is very obvious. I think his source is probably more obvious than he alluded to.
Well, I feel like he almost gave it away, but that was
whatever. But it's clear there's a source. I think because this guy's clearly not the guy breaking college football news. So why he would step out of bounds here doesn't make any sense. 2, classic conspiracy thing here. You only say the guy's crazy and it's bullshit when they're 100% right. Think about Mel Gibson in the movie Conspiracy Theory, right?
Yeah.
Dead on, batshit crazy, dead on. So, I'm excited. The ACC's playing, so I'm not too worried, Sean.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
We got to get back to our regularly scheduled NFL previews, but I hope you enjoyed this bonus. Sir Yacht, Big Ten football is happening for the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
I'll take the over on 6, Sean.
Kramer, let it ride.
Do you want to accompany the? Do you want to post or anything?
This Big Ten is playing.
While I edit this,
So this will be 8:57.
this will be 8:57. Yes. So yeah, I labeled the other first video incorrectly. I'm gonna stop.